Hello, my name's Preston and I'm Head of Household Energy Services from the Centre for Sustainable Energy. We're an independent charity whose dual mission is to tackle climate change and address fuel poverty. The government has set really ambitious net zero targets, and to reach them we need to make our homes as energy efficient as possible. Within the next 10 to 15 years, all of our homes need to reach an EPC band C or higher if we're to achieve those targets. To do so, insulating them is a key component of this. There are two reasons for that. One is that we lose 45% of our heat loss through the walls, so insulating them will keep us warmer in winter and reduce emissions. But also, we need to switch away from gas boilers and move towards low carbon forms of heating like heat pumps. They will only work in well insulated properties, which means we have to tackle our housing stock. In its fifth carbon budget, the Committee on Climate Change set targets to insulate vast numbers of solid wall properties. 2 million homes will need to be insulated, as this house has here. We'll need to insulate 6 million cavity walls. We'll need to ensure all of the lofts in this country are insulated, and we'll need to start tackling the floors of our properties. We can't do this without concerted effort and a deeper understanding of the engineering challenges that we face. Many of our local authorities have set more ambitious targets for climate change. Rather than try and get to net zero by 2050, they've moved the date to 2030. That's because the science tells us that we need to do more sooner if we're to stop climate change going out of control. So that will mean that we have to transform the way we live in many cases. For our houses, we need to insulate them and we need to move to low carbon heating. So in Bristol, 95,000 properties will need a heat pump and nearly 70,000 will be needed connected to a heat network. Without insulating our properties, those heat pumps won't work effectively, and that will undermine their ability to tackle carbon emissions. Insulating our homes, on the face of it, is quite a simple prospect. This house here has got external wall insulation, which has then been applied with render, painted and finished. The drain pipe has been moved so that the insulation isn't compromised, so we've got no thermal bridging issues. If you see insulation that's been cut around a drain pipe or around something else, that will create problems with damp and mould in the house. So it's not a simple task. We need to rethink what we think of building skills and building work. It's a skilled process and there's a big role for engineering. If we're to tackle the housing stock, 95,000 properties in Bristol, 2 million properties in England by 2030, then we really need to think about how we're doing this. We need to be thinking about using scientific techniques and computers to measure properties so that we can construct panels off-site and then bring them to properties. We can speed up the process and we can bring down the costs. None of that is going to be possible unless we bring an engineering focus to the task.